Hello friends, today, I would be covering the terrifying case of Shasta Groene. The Shasta Groene case is a haunting chapter in the records of criminal history. It is marked by the abduction of a young girl and her brother, their horrifying ordeal in captivity, and the relentless pursuit of justice. Here, in this episode, we would dig into the harrowing experiences of Shasta Groene during her abduction and captivity, and her miraculous escape that led to the capture and conviction of her predator, Joseph Duncan. It was May 16, 2005, that marked the beginning of the nightmare for Shasta Groene, a young 8-year-old girl, living with her family in Wolf Lodge, Idaho. Joseph Duncan, a convicted sex offender with a history of violence, invaded their home in the dead of night. Duncan had planned to prey upon and was out for surveillance in the area, and that's when he spotted Shasta and her brother. He then decided to abduct them, so he kept the surveillance for a couple of days. And then on the fateful day of May 16, 2005, with the help of night vision goggles, he broke in. He then tied up Shasta's mother Brenda Groene, Brenda's boyfriend, Mark Mackenzie, and Shasta's 13-year-old brother Slade Groene. Duncan mercilessly killed each one with a hammer. He then abducted both Shasta and her 9-year-old brother Dylan. The abduction sent shockwaves through the community. Friends, family members, and law enforcement agencies embarked on a frantic search for the missing children. The discovery of Brenda Groone's murder added to the horror of the situation, as it became evident that Duncan was a ruthless and calculating predator. During their captivity, Shasta and Dylan Groene were held by Duncan, in a remote campsite, in the rugged wilderness of Montana. Here, in this desolate place, Shasta's life became a harrowing struggle for survival. I just shudder to think of the sufferings she endured all this while. As an 8-year-old girl, Shasta Groene was thrown into an unimaginable nightmare. Isolated from her family and held captive by a violent predator, she endured physical and psychological abuse that is beyond anyone's imagination. Sadly, while in captivity Duncan killed Dylan too. Now, for her, fear was a constant companion. She was constantly tormented by both the fear of her captor and the fear of the unknown. She often thought about her family and the safety of her home, but these dreams seemed impossibly distant. The little Shasta had no idea that her entire family had been wiped out by Duncan. By now, she had become very desperate. She was desperate to protect herself, to escape, and to survive against all the odds. Think of the situation that she was in. It must have been a heart-wrenching suffering for any child to bear. Despite these overwhelming emotions, Shasta displayed remarkable determination to survive. She clung to hope, even in the bleakest moments, and this resilience ultimately played a crucial role in her escape. In an incredible turn of events, Shasta was eventually recognized at a restaurant, leading to her rescue. Duncan had told her that he plans to take her to North Dakota to his family. So, in order to gain his trust, she too started conversing with him. She told him that she too would like to show him her school and stuff like that. So, on July 2, 2005, the day of escape, he took her to Denny's restaurant in Idaho. While they were entering, she saw this guy who was exiting the restaurant, who kind of identified her. Shasta too confirmed it with her gaze at the man. The man was later identified as Nick Chapman. Nick immediately informed a waitress at the restaurant who identified Shasta. Soon, law enforcement officials arrived at the restaurant and rescued Shasta safely. Joseph Duncan was later found to be the perpetrator of multiple heinous crimes, and was put behind bars. Law enforcement agencies launched a massive investigation to piece together the events that had transpired during the children's captivity and to build a case against Duncan. Shasta's eyewitness account of the horrors she and her brother had endured was a critical component of this investigation. Duncan faced multiple charges, including multiple counts of first-degree murder, kidnapping, and sexual assault. The legal proceedings were grueling, and the court hearings were emotionally tough for Shasta. In 2008, Joseph Duncan was convicted and subsequently sentenced to death for his unspeakable crimes. The sentencing brought a sense of closure to the community and the Groene family, though it could never fully erase the pain and trauma they had endured. Shasta is a 26-year-old mother to 5 children now and is happy at that. She said in an interview that post-trauma, she had a tough time coping with life in general. She took to drinking, marijuana, had eating disorder, and also had to deal with survivor's guilt as her brother, Dylan, couldn't make it. She had to miss her school for a while as paparazzi would follow her all around. She also had issues in adjusting with her father and his girlfriend. She would often think about her mother and brothers, and be sad. Today, she says she has the courage to face the world, and that she is grateful to wake up every morning as a parent to her children. Duncan was on a death row, however he passed away at the age of 58, in 2021 due to brain cancer. She says when she heard the news of his death, she felt that she could truly live without any fear now. She wants to speak out and let those suffering out there know that they too can rebuild their life and find peace. This case of an 8-year-old Shasta Groene is a haunting reminder of how far evil can go, but it is also a story of resilience, hope, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. Shasta Groone's survival and her determination to move forward in the face of unimaginable trauma are a testament to her courage and resilience. We all as a society must learn from cases like these, striving to protect our most vulnerable members and supporting survivors on their path to healing and recovery. The Shasta Groene case serves as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance in child protection and the power of resilience in the face of unspeakable tragedy. It also underscores the dedication of law enforcement agencies in their pursuit of justice and the protection of innocent lives. Thank you all for watching. I will come back next week with another case seeking compassion and justice.